Hello everybody. Alright, I figured we'd do a bit of Vulkan programming to see what kind of trouble we can get into. First, let's see. Okay, and then let me go over to Linux. We might have to do Linux. Because for the first time in my life, Linux is easier. Alright, back to here. Alright, it works. Okay, then make sure it works on Linux. Nice. Also starts up faster on Linux. I'm telling you, man. Vulkan may have been a massive gift to Linux. There's a lot, you know, like the DirectX to Vulkan layer, a lot of the work from Steam, but I feel like Vulkan was like this catalyst. It's like, there's not a lot of things in game development that are easier on Linux. There's a lot of stuff that's harder. But then all of a sudden, with Vulkan, like it's way easier on Linux. Things start up quicker, debugging's easier, like a lot of things are better. And honestly, I feel like it's going to possibly allow Linux to leapfrog Windows. Because the thing that always kind of held Linux back, apart from, I mean, the thing that really holds Linux back is, I think people are just weird. So they make UIs that don't make sense. But the other thing was like getting reliable graphics access, you know? Graphics and sound are always like, I've always been kind of busted on Linux, right? And then I might have to say goodbye Windows. Anyways, all right, Vulkan, learning Vulkan. Okay, just want to make sure it runs in Windows. We'll switch to Linux, I think. And I have an idea. Yeah, I want to try something first. I find anytime someone tries to say something's impossible, like people have said, oh, it's impossible to make this code easier. Like, nah, that's bullshit. But I have a crazy idea. I want to try out. So in my game, I have this config stuff. It can load a JSON file. And then that JSON file can kind of wire up structs, and the structs don't need to be annotated with anything. So it's just plain old struct. Nothing fancy about it. So I'm curious if we can get one Vulkan struct to be configured from JSON. Now the problem is it uses a ton of a whole bunch of enums and stuff. So we'd have to like reverse engineer the one enum and then, you know, set it. And you'd have to push it. But if we were able to kind of configure all these things, you know, stuff like this, right? Then in theory, you could have like sort of like defaults So the JSON file would just have what you by default or profiles. You know, you can say, make me one of these of this style, and it just configures it for you. So that's the idea. I'm gonna try to do that. All right, so let me figure out how I'm using this thing. This could be a total disaster. We'll have to see. We can get one of these. Let's look at VK initializers. One of these. I just want to get like that. This one here. Buffer allocate info. Yeah, because like this is probably a number. This is a number. There's probably elements to this. So my thing should be able to configure it. And then I have to sort of figure out how I want it to be. Yeah, might be a better example. Yeah, maybe this. Something real simple. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's see. We're going to do this one. Alright, I gotta get that number. Okay, first things first, gotta get that to work. Because that's just gonna be an enum, I think. Yeah, because it's a C project, so. If it is an enum, then I can extract those. Is it more than that? Interesting. All right, well, let's go look at Vulkan headers. Oh, I don't have the Vulkan headers there. There is a user include. Might just get my grep command backwards. R, I forgot about that. No such file or directory. Okay. There is a VK enum string helper. Interesting. Can it go by both directions? And also, user include Vulkan enums. So, did they do the dumb thing and convert these to VK structure type? What's in it? 214. Oh no, not enums. Vulkan core. Okay. No, it's just a plain old number there. Yeah, it's just an enum type def. Yeah, okay. So format can't print that? So they must be doing something. Yeah, they're doing like a... Let's take a look at this. All right, let's see what this is. Yeah, assholes. So they took the perfectly fine working C enums, and then when you include this HPP file, right? So when you are in C++, they convert it to this bullshit enum class that isn't an integer. Yeah, literally, it's just one for one. What the fuck? But you're typing the exact same thing, right? You're not typing... This is so stupid. It'd be different if, like, they simplify it. They made a namespace, right? VK structure was a namespace. Then you could say using, and then you could just go type memory requirements. So if VK structure was a namespace, that'd be fine. It'd save me some typing and simplify things. But all they did is they just transliterate the C enums to an enum class just to be annoying. These are already defined. Oh wait, I wonder. Hold up. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, we could use this structure type colon. I don't know why they did an E there, but E. Interesting. This is standard Vulkan. So this is a simplification. Kinda. Oh, let's pull this up. Hold up. Okay, we're gonna look for VK structure type semaphore create info. Okay, VK structure type semaphore. Okay, so then in theory, first off, int, and this, I should be able to go something, I have to look that up, colon, E semaphore type create info. Is that right? Type semaphore create info. And then there's a KHR version. Okay, and then pop up here. Holy shit, that's a lot of stuff. And then here. Yeah, so then if I do a using enum, a lot of that goes away. And it's an enum class, so this should be typed. Let's see how that compiles. Okay, so that's in, this is in a namespace, right? Well, that's heinously terrible. What kind of name is that? Okay, so I have to do using enum. Yeah, weirdly, this makes it not better. Yeah, why would you do that? That's like a really convoluted name. Because it's already in C++. Why would you then make the namespace? This is the C++ namespace. Like, no, it's just Vulkan. There you go. That's your namespace. Okay, so then if I come up here, it should be const or const expression. So it looks like it has the ability to give you a nicer C++ thing, but you're probably having to configure a whole bunch of garbage because they're trying to support compilers from the 90s with some kind of fucking define for, does this compiler have const expression? It's so weird how like a group of people can be simultaneously trying to push the envelope of the future and also making sure PDP-11s have access to SPIR-V. It's just so bizarre, man. So then, I don't know. So then we'd have to reverse engineer where the fuck that comes from. Has spaceship operator. Alright, so Vulkan HPP should like kind of turn that on. Initializers pop up here. And why have the really weirdly heinous? So then we don't. So then they're using some kind of bizarre ass. They're again using a define. Are they trying to support Seafront from the 90s? It's so weird. So then you can do this. Cannot convert to VK structure type in assignment. Interesting. Wait, so then you can't set this? Is there like yet another? No, but then it'd have to. So is there like a whole other off-brand C++ version of this API? Yeah, looks like it. Interesting. So you'd have to do like a full convert. You'd have to change all of this C code to that. Yeah, it's really wild. Wait, but then why is this a class enum? If I haven't imported the HPP file, that should just be a plain old enum. Instead, it's getting converted, but then nothing else is getting converted. And then the second I use this VK namespace, the whole project has to be a VK namespace. VK-init semaphore should have been declared inside VK-init. Yeah. This whole thing completely changes. It looks like there's also no sort of like translation between the two. It's like once you step into the C++ version of this, you're fucked. But let's just see how far we can take it. Okay, I kind of want to look at that because I'm curious if that would simplify creating these, like if there's like reasonable defaults in the C++ version. Interesting. Let's see, Mr. Ed, yesterday end of your morning stream, you posted a link to your Raycaster and asked Linux folks to download it and give it a try. I've done that. I should give me my feedback to you. Oh yeah, you just email me. I'll give you an email. Let me switch. But I'm gonna say two things. Number one, if you didn't use my Mason build, then don't bother. It's only if you used my Mason build. If you tried to build it yourself with like a CMake or something like that, it's just gonna fail because I download all the libraries. So people like to do that. They'll go on Linux, they ignore the Mason build, they try to download from their package repository all the dependencies, and then those dependencies are broken because like Red Hat removes Unicode from format, or they break SFML or things like that. So that's number one. And then number two, if it's because I'm not using standard format, that's because you're doing that and then not trying, and then your format is broken because Red Hat. So if you're on Fedora, Red Hat broke the format library. So the two things. Right, there you go. Let me see. I think there's a special place in hell for the one who names the things in Vulkan header files. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Yeah. I mean, Affirmant. I find it unusual that a C++ library we set up for backwards compatibility. C++ to me was always bleeding edge, and C was the one. Yeah, right? But also there seems to be kind of like a weird split personality on this, because it's unclear if I'm using the C++ gear or not. Look, I'll show you what I mean, right? So like the C stuff, I must be special because I followed your instructions. You are very special. Yeah, so send me anything you got. Anything beyond that you got. Yeah, but I had a whole bunch of C++ gurus try to build it and not follow one single build. Like I've got a bash script that you run and it compiles it. I'm also kind of curious, Mr. Ed, if you had color issues, like if it looked really dark. Because when I do it with Linux inside a Windows VM, perfect color looks the same. I do Linux on my actual real machine and it looks crazy dark for some reason. Yeah, interesting. See, I kind of don't want to do that include in the like the whole thing, but let's see. Yeah, because this is definitely like you do Vulkan .hpp or you don't. Like you can't mix, but then it's mixing them. Yeah. Yeah, this is like probably I would almost treat this C++ version as like a whole different API. Yeah, so then I'd have to go and look at the C++ to see what the default flags are. Because I don't think you just pass 0. I think you have to actually make a class. What? You can't just use a bit. Yeah, it's like a totally different... So I'd have to go and learn how you craft this thing. Wait, are you seriously doing this? Oh my god. Wow. There's so many things that could have been done to make the C++ easier to deal with. That? No. 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 Flag bits. Oh. That's so bad. So that means whatever this is, someone went in and made a template that you then pass. They replaced a regular old integer with like bit sets, bit shifting, that kind of thing, with like a template that creates that requires a whole type. Why do you need a template to make a type? There's definitely some dude who's like, it's faster if I use a template, and it's not. Like, there's no way you're beating a freaking... There's bit 3 and 4 is set on an integer. It's about the fastest thing you can get. So this is what you have to do to give a default. And then they don't even give it a default of 0. What the fuck? That's so weird. So if you go all C++... Yeah, if you go all C++, man, that API is gnarly. Okay, so all right, we're gonna back out the C++. Let's back out the C++. Yeah, we're just, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't just take the regular old integer? This is someone who just drank all of the boost Kool-Aid. So they replaced a single integer enum or type def with a template that takes another type and an integer to then create the integer. Oh. But see, this back in 2000, everyone would have been like, whoa, yeah, more templates, right? I think today nobody likes this shit. Nobody likes this. So this is a big misstep. I think you could definitely make this a lot easier. You could totally make the C++ version very easy to work with. And then they're in here doing like this bullshit. You know, because on the plus side, you have the fact that you can just sort of like, you don't have those long ass enums, right? You can just craft like a namespace and say, I'm using that enum, and then just go to town, right? Okay. I'm diving deep into template metaprogram this weekend. Oh, this is job security. Yeah, you're right. All right, we're just gonna check out this thing. Yeah. God, that's baffling. Now, but that brings up this other problem. All right, so I am not using the C++ version of the API. So if I come down here, this should be an enum, a plain old non-class enum from C. Okay, so if I do... And then we'll take a look at the enum helpers. So if I do this, it should just be an integer. It's not a class enum, right? So if I want to print that out and kind of see what number it is, right? Yeah, so it doesn't know how to translate it. So is that like some kind of leakage of the C++ shit into the C stuff? Yeah, but it's a trivial type. It's just like an integer, so VK structure type. Well, I mean, we should be able to cast it at least, because it's just an enum on the C side. Let's just do that. Yeah, weird. So you normally don't have to do that with enums. Like, it's supposed to be able to figure out it's an enum. Anyways, we have the template helpers, so we can. Let's do that. This weekend and next week, template metaprogramming, yeah. Okay, so we got to find. I just want to see, these are definitely numbers, right? Yeah, it's just 9. Okay, so we can hack that in, but I'd like to be able to say, like, take a string and convert it to that. So let's look at this Vulkan enum user include Vulkan enum string helper. Interesting. But it doesn't have the reverse. It might. Wow. That's a header file. Okay, so this will convert. Okay, so this will convert each of the types to a string. I don't think it has the inverse though. Convert a string, like a const char, to its number. That'd really be what we'd need to make this work. Because the idea is we load it from Vulkan, and then when it's one of these types, we just kind of load it. Okay. Interesting. Why an if statement here and everywhere else a switch? It's kind of weird. Okay, all right, so we do have a way to convert them. So it's string and then the name of the type. I suppose you could auto-generate your own. Let's do, where's the semaphore? Yeah, let's try this, string VK structure type. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. Okay, let's see what that does. I forgot to switch it. Exactly. Oh yeah, we have to include What the fuck is that file name? enum string helper.h. vk enum string helper.h. Yeah, it can only handle. It looked like it was a numeric type, but I think it was just comparing it to integers and stuff. Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe you're right. It's not just not an enum type. Oh, I need a Vulkan. Okay, see what that prints out. Oh, wait, actually, I want to make it a little more obvious. We can find it in the log output. Actually, probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, so we're going to turn this off too. All right, so this is a crazy experiment to see, could you make it so you could configure Vulkan from JSON files, which I'm pretty sure is going to drive Vulkan fans insane. Okay, force quick. Yeah, okay, so we can print out the name, the text. I mean, shit, you could write a little program that just basically does a for loop from 0 to like some limit. If it gets an error, it goes, okay, that's the last one. And then it'll print out all the names, and you just have to have a way to map those names to their numbers. But yeah, it can be jank as hell, but that's half the fun. All right, so now we got VK initializers. Okay, so right here, we want to try to get this to load from a JSON file using my JSON loading gear. Yeah. I love Switch, but I wish it was more flexible. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's the limitation that they're trying to just do a jump table, more or less. But yeah, it'd be nice if it was more like, you know, Go. They have a more complex one. C#, they got one more expression based rather than numeric based. Okay, so right here, this had a number of 9. So let's see if we can get away with that. It's not going to work unless we can do that. It's wrong. I know, but just let me cook, as the kids say. All right, so let's do a jank cast on that shit. Okay, interesting. Does it still work though? Broxy C++ has switch. It definitely has switch, but match? I don't think so. I mean, you can make it. You can make everything in C++. Why is it not quitting anymore? Yeah, weird. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to... Okay, I need to go back to my... You same as you wanted. Yeah. Just a more generic... Because in Go, it's kind of nice that you can just, it's very flexible. And most languages, their switch statement is pretty flexible. Okay, so now we need to bring over enloman JSON. Where are we gonna put it? Like around here. Breakcaster, blah blah blah. Wrap files and enloman JSON. Wraps. Subprojects. Okay, and then go here. Let me see. Projects. Breakcaster. and then we gotta do reset. Oh, I have to include it in the dependencies. Alright, so that'll bring JSON over for us, and then, okay, so we got JSON, and then I'll grab my automatic convert from JSON to struct gear. We'll put in a little header file, try to get it to work. We'll see if we can like bootstrap up, like, I gotta think about how you would do it. I think you'd probably say like, I want you to make this type, but with this profile, and then it would fill in most of the stuff you need. Okay, make. Let's see, you've been trying to get better at tooling and had no idea how powerful ClangD really is? Yeah. No, Clang's got some amazing features, right? LSP and ClangD, yep. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Not sure why that's crashing now, and also why fucking Linux is now making it so I can't close my things with Control-C. That's awesome. All right, so okay, so we have JSON now. All right, we're gonna call this trash test. And I need to load up components. We gotta look at this real quick. What are we importing? We only need this. This might fall apart at this point. Okay, let me figure out where that is. Where the hell did I put that? Oh. I could spell. JSON mods, yeah. Okay, we're gonna copy that. Okay, great. So let me look at JSON mods. Yeah, so this is the Enloma JSON stuff here. Yes, okay, cool. That enrolls a component. Okay, so now comes the tough part. Okay, let's get rid of that. So we're gonna do, let's grab like a copy of this just so we know what we're dealing with. And then VK initializers, we want to initialize this guy. Okay. We need S type. Key next won't be set. Flags won't be set. In theory, that should be all we need to do. Got it. Okay. But we need to bring that in. So let's go VK. What is it again? Types. VK types. I suppose just to include VK types.h and include JSON mod. Okay, that's a start. That's a start. Okay, then we'll need to bring in the conversion function. Oh, okay, and then VK initializers. C controls Linux, so you can't control C. It's a good joke, man, but like, you gotta do it here. Alright, let me see. Okay, so then here, we're gonna prototype this loading procedure. I'm gonna call it trash test because I don't think this is gonna be that useful. I suspect Vulkan is just Vulkan. Right. There's no JSON mod? Hold up. Oh, JSON mods. Okay. Which is of non-class type. Okay, so we have to go and look at what VK structure type is. Oh no, I'm most likely given the wrong type. Hold on. That's what it is. Why am I doing it this way? Unbelievable. I fail at Vim. I fail at Vim. Hey, Z Program Deliver. How you doing? Interesting. Name of is not a class template. Yeah. I think I have to write that. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, so I need this part, and that's where the registration of it comes from. Okay. Okay, so we need this. We need this. No, actually, I don't think we need that. We'll see. T name of. Where's name of specified? Is that it? It's been a bit since I've looked at this code. I didn't actually write half of this. Oh, interesting. All right, so we can get a good build. Right, seriously? Interesting. Make sure it runs. Okay, wrong one. Learn Vulkan. Yeah, what if walking Control C? Alright. So we can enroll the component. Now we need to do my loading thing. And then give it a JSON file. This is gonna be so bad. You just saw that Netflix bought Warner Brothers? Oh yeah. So they own like also Warner Brothers Game Studio. So there's all kinds of game stuff that they own now. And a whole bunch of anime. Because Warner Brothers has like an anime division. But that price is insane. It was like $85 billion. Okay, so we need the JSON and yeah, as far as I can tell, this. Okay. I think that's maybe all I need there. Batman the anime. That should kind of be awesome. Batman makes cameos in like a... Was that Warner Brothers one? JoJo's Big Adventure? I think they own that, right? I gotta figure out why it's freaking out now. Yeah, I should make that like a hotkey or something. Okay. All right, so we have the basis of it. I just need to now... Yeah, just load a config file, set it up, give it those values. Hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, I need a way to load data. I need to be on Linux. I don't think I need more than this. I just need to load. Could I just like hand code me a JSON right there? Probably. Convert. I don't even know if I need convert. Let's go and what's the result? I have the result. You know what? Oh, interesting. I should also do that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna kind of prototype this, but we're gonna do from JSON data info, and then set these two. We're literally doing this to set a single integer. It's kind of incredibly dumb, but it's fun. That's the point. It's fun. It's fun to subvert people's expectations. Okay, so we need data. Also, where's this from JSON coming from? From JSON, where you at? Just that? Okay, I can do that. And Loman from JSON, and then we need JSON data. I completely forget how to just make a raw. We have to Google this. And Loman JSON. Let's look at his docs. We just want to like pass it a hand-coded. Hey, sweet. He got an example. That's all we need. Let's do this. All right, using nloman. Paste it. Yeah, so I don't need this. We'll get rid of that for now. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay. Terrible. Oh my god, this is so awful. Okay, so now what we need is what was the thing? S type 9. Okay. If this works. I may actually do it. I may actually, I don't know, man. Creating a library to configure a GPU from JSON. I think that's kind of all I need, but also I think I only need to do that because this will set everything to zeros. So there's kind of point in explicitly setting that to null, I think. Oh, forgot that. Executable via node and executed via, yeah, right. No, this can't work. No, it totally would work. There's nothing about this that, like, the nloman JSON library is really good at, like, this exact thing. I'll use it in my game for this reason. Okay, maybe we do need that. Oh, yeah. It's JSON. I always considered that one of the, like, the worst decisions, and it totally works. Oh, this is gonna be diabolical. I'd have to figure out how to make it easy to use because, like, oh yeah, okay, I like your ideas. I like your idea. Yeah, I'm gonna get you to subscribe to my newsletter. Okay, so a single header. GPU configuration library that you have to run your program with npx. Yeah, totally. But you know, honestly, like, in my brain, the thing that will make this really work really well would be a Go program, because Go can read in JSON stupid easy. It can generate JSON stupid easy. It can convert it to anything you want really easy. And it can also access C code. So it would be able to load whatever, you know, Vulkan C library headers it needs, loop through all of the things to extract out all those constants, all those VK constants. And then you're laughing. At that point, you just generate a JSON file that has a bunch of defaults. And then you just need sort of like a delta system, right? Grab every struct and just output base info for it. Yeah, I'd have to experiment. It'd be really awesome if Go had the ability to kind of like load C structs, but then also get its own tags. That would be awesome. But probably not. Probably can't go that far. But yeah, so basically we just configured this with JSON. The single header part for Enloman. Oh yeah. That's a pretty big library though. Interesting that it doesn't set p next to null when you do this. Hold on. Oh no, I think that was an unrelated error. Yeah, that should totally work. I shouldn't have to say null. Yeah, it's guaranteed to be initialized to 0 when we do this. So setting p next to null is also... I gotta figure out why that's doing that. Yeah. Okay, so how would we make this nice? If I was to do this, you'd need some kind of loading function. You'd have to have it as like probably VK. Like that, and then this would be your base, right? So you'd have to know the type that you want it to be, wanted created. Now I already have gear to do this too, where I can actually given a type name, get its string representation, and then load it out of the JSON file. I'm already doing that. As I think I am. Yeah, I think I am. So, but I suspect that's not going to be enough. I think you'd also need... Because there's going to be, what you want is you want an ability to effectively replace this VK init, right? Let me think. What would be the dream? Probably, yeah, very similar to that convert that I just deleted. This thing, yeah. So the ideal thing would be VK equals and then you'd want to be able to give it some defaults. So probably another JSON thing. Now, probably then you need profiles, right? So this would be draw semaphore, something like this. Yeah, you'd have to have one more. Yeah, probably multiple layers like that. But then all of these functions go away. Well, actually, no, I think this would have to be, hold up. Yeah, I think something like that. Now, if we could pass, it would take some template wizardry, I'm pretty sure. But if you could do something where like you can pass in instead of a profile, because you're not gonna, I mean, do that all the time, I think. Well, no, because then the idea would be after that you would then say whatever modifications you need to do. So you do like flags equals flags, right? But the dream would be you load it, you have a profile, and then you can say Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Nah, that'd be real tough. I mean, with a template, maybe. No, because C++ has that flaw. Yeah, because you have to set all the elements. Because it could be a template where, effectively like this. See, the problem is you wouldn't be able to set these because C++ requires you to set everything and also in order. Yeah, you have to do extra work. You have to like have everything have a default. So yeah, so the compromise would have to be you do that. It loads everything wired up with whatever this base info is, right? And then you set the flags, and that's it. I got no idea if that's useful at all. Probably not. I don't think anyone would ever use that. But it's an interesting idea. Okay, so let's see if we can make that. Let's take this and move it over here. Okay, so we got to get the type name, the string from the name. I need to remember how that name of is used. Oh, yeah, okay. So that will get us this part here, that thing. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so that'll get us the component. And then we need the profile. And then from JSON on the profile. All right, so then in theory, let's make this, we'll call this load. All right, so what we would have then, let's get rid of this. We'll have our pretend config file there. Get rid of that. We would do auto info equals load VK. No, not this. This. Data and profile is draw semaphore. Okay, if that works. I don't know, is it genius or like, what the fuck? Alright, standard string. Configuring the GPU with JSON files. Oh, yeah, let's call that profile data. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, I'll just do that for now. It compiles. This is awesome. This is awesome. It works. That's the shit. I can figure out why that's not working, but right, we configured this from a JSON file. Yeah. And it's not bad. Like, look, that's pretty decent. And just load, you pass it whatever JSON data there is, and then draw semaphore. You say the type and then a profile, so you can have like different configs. And then, yeah, just modify the configs. Okay, so now I want to see, can I put this up? I don't know if I can put this as a constant or like a global. I mean, ideally, we'd want to not pass this for everything. Right? I think if I do an implementation of this, it's got to have the full the dollar sign. This has to be just like the most... I would want people to look at this and be like, what the fuck? But yeah. But why? But yeah. But no, this can't be. But man, that's smooth. Let's do another one. Okay, so let's take this. We'll move this up. Yeah, because a lot of this shit is just like plain old constants that you could set. Now, the dream would be for you to be able to do VK, some of like this here, right? And then I detect that you're doing that. Maybe like a little tag system of some kind. So VK colon. So if any of the values are VK colon that, then I go, oh, and I look it up. So you don't have to put the wrong number in there. But if they're just enums, then, you know, that's it. That saves you with like a lot of stuff. Okay, so we need this one. VK structure type command pool create. Yeah, so then we just do this one. Yeah, and you definitely want to auto-generate out those things. Yeah, let's do this one next. So this becomes, I mean, honestly, I can just do this. No, yeah, we need that. Actually, yeah, you know, it'd be better if it was like this. And then also maybe finding a way to kind of like be able to set those flags too. Yeah, with a little bit of extra parsing, man, you're set. VK structure type fence create info. Okay, we need this number so we can user include Vulkan. I guess the VK enum helper? No, that doesn't tell you the actual number. But I could use that to generate the mapping from string to number. It'd be jank. You'd have to do a for loop and then keep calling that function, and when it fails, then you're finally done. No, yeah, where would those be? It's not in HPP files. Probably core. Let's see. Let's look for VK structure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to grep for it. We'll just grep for this and then I'll load that file. Vulkan core, okay. 8. Okay, so Vulkan core. Let me just look for VK structure. Structure type. Fence create info. Going to hell. Yeah, so then you don't need this. Wow, that's so much easier. If you could get it to where like you can pass these structure configs to it. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I guess you'd still need the profile. That gives you different configurations. But you know, honestly, it's like this here. If you look at that, like, is there any time you're creating this VK fence create info without this? Yeah, those are just like, it's just tagging this struct. And then why have a type? It just seems a really weird design. Like, you have a bunch of types and all that. Yeah, because see, in C++, what you'd be able to do is say just VK create fence info, done. That's it. You don't have to do set the S type, because if the S type is always associated to this type, then in C++ you just have it as a default in the constructor. That's it. And flags and everything. So then the only thing you're setting is P next or flags, depending on what you need, right? Yeah, it's very poor design. I'm just, now that I'm getting more into like hacking it up, I'm like, it's just kind of really unrelated or unnecessary work. If this here can only take that one type, where'd it go? Yeah, so the only thing this fence can take is that, right? So fence create info can only take this tag, then that should just be done for me, right? Like if I'm having to create a type and then also tag it with an enum, yeah, that's just stupid. So then auto-generating those, and you know what? You don't even need to use JSON. Like, yeah, you could probably... Yeah, you could write yeah, you could definitely write a C++ library that exploited this fact. Yeah, no, this is terrible. Because you already have the type. Like basically what happens is they're using this probably as like a union discriminator or something, or like the GPU, they say, oh, okay, that's a create info. Therefore I only need this much, right? Of this type. So you VK fence create info has a certain size, but internally there's like, you know, an arbitrary size. So you're using this tag to just like a tagged union of some sort, right? That's my only thought. That's how they're doing it. But you can also size of that shit. Like, I don't need to add that. You literally have the type here. So they're doing some weird shit. Like, you pass them this perfectly fine struct. It has a type, it has a size, it has everything ready for it. And then what they're doing is using a switch statement to figure out how to process it. It's got to be. Like, you have to tag every... So basically, you're duplicating the information that the compiler already has. But like, this is why it's like incredibly dumb, because I can already get like type IDs and things. Yeah, you could have they could have used some macro magic too, right? So just a little bit of C macro, if you think about it. I'm not going to alter that file, but let's say I create a bunch of these. Okay, let's just do that. And then you just have it define, oh my god, it's been ages to do this, but struct tag T, and then VK structure type, and then what you do is you go, is it like pound T, I think? So then this changes to an internal thing you don't do. That. Yeah, so at a minimum, then you just do struct tag VK fence create info. That way you don't have to look these up, right? You already have this. I'm probably getting that totally wrong, but that's the idea, right? Like you create a bunch of enums that have the name of the type. If you're going to do all this type discriminator shit, then do it. So in a way, it's like they're doing this to do like a poor man's type inference kind of thing. Yeah, interesting. Now, I'm not enough of a template wizard, but I'm positive you could also probably get something going like this. No. Maybe you could do something like that. Yeah, I'm sure there's some way to pull that off. You can do almost anything with templates. But man, I forgot to change the Twitch category. Huh? No, I didn't. What are you talking about? It's software and game development. Are you using a different one? Because I was doing art last night. No, I'm showing software and game development. That's fucking annoying. Yeah, refresh C program lover. Last night I did art. Yeah. Hit reload, man. Yeah. Don't scare me like that. Nobody watches the art channel. Although weirdly, it does get more viewers, but like, look, it'll have 10,000 viewers, but like, yeah, nobody comes and watches. Pretty much, you got to do anime if you want to. Cell shaded anime illustrations, that kind of thing, and nobody's watching like. Other than Bob Ross, real like paint and stuff like that. You gotta do Pokemon trading cards. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Weird. All right, so then, I don't know, does that work? Interesting. I must have got this wrong. Cabin. Oh, I didn't initialize that type. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's real dumb. So you make a type and then you also tell it, and this is the type. Because I don't think you can. I couldn't make a fence type with this. yeah, you're just duplicating information. VK create fence info, and that's a VK create fence info with a completely different format, because somebody is like, well, when you make and define, you have to have all uppercase and underscores. Like no, actually, you don't have to do that. You could totally make it easy to use by just putting the type here and then making a fucking macro that automatically translates that shit for people. Yeah, this is somebody wanted type info. Hey, Francesco. Somebody wanted the ability to go, what type is this? So they want like a type info thing, but they're in C, so they don't have any ability to do that. So then they just cooked up this monstrosity of an enum system and then make you pay for that, right? Instead of like automatically doing it. Yeah, there's so many other ways you can do it. I'm demonstrating that. There's so many ways you can do this so that people don't have to type as much. Yeah, look at that. I just got rid of 2 functions. Yeah, like at this point, you could probably, if I was a stronger template programmer, you could get rid of the flags and that draw profile. Now the dream would be able to come in and do, yeah, so like this, remaining MIP levels, VK remaining array layers, right? So setting all of this stuff, right? So then you just go, make me a sub image and set aspect mask. Make me submit info and then set these ones. Everything else is set. Make me a commit man. Yep, that goes away. Boom. Don't need this. You just give it the command. That gets set to 0 default. Yeah, this stuff. Yeah, this is simple, just 2 profiles. You get rid of that. Let's see this. Yep, MIP levels. Just make that a default, make that a default, make that a default. The only thing you're setting, you just go make me a thing, and then you set this, this, and this. Yeah, that would be the way. Interesting. And then you'd also want to, I mean, ideally, you wouldn't want to get this out of a JSON file, right? But with like, caching the data and whatnot, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. And then anything where you were creating it in the render loop, you just like load it once and make dupes of it. I think that'd be the next thing. So what you do is, once you've loaded this data from JSON, you would just keep it in a cache somewhere, right? Because it's presumably not going to change, right? So you just load these up. In fact, you could preload it. You would go in and load this JSON file once, and you would just make prototypes of all these types with this stuff set. And then whenever someone requests one, you just return the prototype all ready to go. Then you cut down on like mountains of this code, like shitloads of it, like this, right? All of this, boom. Gone, this, gone. And we're talking like probably 50-60% of the code could be eliminated with like some config files. Incredibly interesting. Very, very interesting. Vulkan verbosity strikes again. Yeah, it's like it's this weirdly unnecessary verbosity, right? Like if you just think a little bit more about developer experience, it's not much. So on the plus side, OpenGL kind of has the same amount of crap. It's just that it's all hidden behind like this weird ephemeral state machine magic function calls bullshit, right? It's like passive aggressive, passive voice, I guess the way to put it. And so Vulkan, like everything is clear. I add this to the device and I get the submit and I put it in a chain. It's just a lot of the code is obscured. A lot of that structure is obscured by this shit where you're in here setting these just weird ass
Like you're setting options and types and variables and things like that. So if you could eliminate a lot of this or simplify it down in some way, yeah, Vulkan's a lot easier. Like it's not easy, but it's a lot easier than what you've got now. I'm not dead and worked in IT for 15 plus years, and I have an AMD GPU. AMD GPU RX. Yeah, that's supposed to be a pretty good one. And PyTorch. Had no SKD. Oh, so you're trying to do... oh, but that might be an older GPU. You got the Vulkan SDK shaders. Using a GPU with full control. Nice, nice. Yeah. That's getting that configuration crap working is a good use of AI. I troll through the memory lane of the internet to figure that shit out. I use Google's AI output because more often than not, it's actually yeah, look at that. We'll see if we can do one more. I'm down. I'm into it. Also, I gotta figure out what I broke on the quitting. Okay, it's pretty telling that they were overzealous when they were a third-party solutions to bootstrap the API itself, so you can type less. It should be built into a future spec, possibly. Okay, let's see if we can do this one. Okay. We're gonna need that Vulkan core thing. Okay. And we'll just keep the trend. Yeah, draw. Okay. And then let's go back. So what are we gonna get? We don't need to keep setting p next, as we're guaranteed to be set to 0. Let's just grab this. Okay. So in theory, we wouldn't need this one. We wouldn't need this one. We wouldn't need this, this, or this. And then we can get rid of that. So we can go auto info equals load data draw profile. And that's like way easier. If we could get this, if we could assume that we've got a constant, like this gets loaded once when the program starts, we can get rid of that. We know the type. If we could get this to be passed in so that we could do something like, I don't know, like image. I mean, I don't think that was going to be super awesome. I mean, yeah, no, we could make that like a string constant SV or something like that. Like do something to convert that to like a number, right? So that this is really quick. But the dream would be being able to do like some template magic to set these. But you know, for now, that's already a vast improvement over what you had before. And then what you have to do is set up the JSON for this one. Now getting the raw numbers of the enums totally blows, but oh, and then we also need this. And we need a S type, a view type, image. No, we don't need those. Those are set. That base, MIP level, count, base, array layer count. So that's what we're setting. Image format that. Okay, and then we do some magic. Now being able to look those up would be sweet. So now we just got to look up this VK. Well, we can go type image view create info 15. Okay, and then VK image view type 2D 1. All right, see if that works. Oh, C program lover, were you asking me what my day job is or somebody else? Doesn't remember May base. Okay. Base MIP level is missing. Oh, this is something else. Actually, yeah, no, this will still work. Weirdly, I believe that this actually works. I think. We'll see. I think I've done it before. I mostly do this, but like it's basically for programming. So I work on my my courses during the day, which is mostly right now I'm making a bunch of videos. So my day job is like, oh, and I did this wrong. So that works, but yeah, I want to do that a little bit better. It's weird, but it does work. Oh, and then, yeah, that was just a prototype. Well, let's see if that actually runs. Parse error, syntax error in this. Have a stray semicolon somewhere. Unexpected comma? There's no semicolon. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm missing one. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay. This goes down here. This goes indented one. Okay, I'll have to actually put this in a file. This is indentation. What the fuck did I fuck this up? You no, that's right. Oh man, okay, yeah, this needs to go in a file soon. All right, not that I'm gonna use this for anything more than just being weird. And it works. Yeah, it would be a lot of work to make that function, but it'd be kind of interesting. It'd be very interesting. And I'm almost positive a program written in Go could generate that JSON file for you. That's nuts. I may research how to do that. I don't think you can. Let's look at this. No, it's like configure struct fields. I'm gonna bet you can't. It'd be wild if you could. Detecting field names with C++ metaprogramming. Man, if that worked, that'd be wild. Very interesting. Has static. But then if what are you doing when you do that? Declare type? No, it's not close, but I'm positive, man. I just know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't, but it would be wild if you could. Like the dream, man, would be being able to kind of like do this and have it figure it out, right? No way. There's no way you could pull that off. There's no way. You'd have to be able to like enumerate all the fields, give them their default values. Then yeah, it's just, yeah. But I'm pretty sure someone who really knows templates could probably figure that shit out. It's wild what you can do with templates. Just not my bag. I'm not really too pro in that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna commit this. I think it's hilarious enough. I gotta do it. Okay, we're gonna commit it. Okay. All right, everybody. Speaking of my day job, I do actually have to go work. I appreciate you all hanging out with me, watching the insanity. Be kind of curious what you think about this. I think it's a glorious hack that I'm actually going to try to use. So maybe we'll see if I can get all these configured and kind of refine it. See how far you can push it. And then see how would we extract this? Maybe the next session will be actually kind of a Go programming session. How could we extract that from Vulkan? So I've always wanted to learn Go. I think we're gonna try it. Extract that info out, produce a base JSON file, then you can modify it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty interesting. Also adding caching to this. There's no way you'd be able to just raw pull JSON stuff out, right? But anyways, all right, everybody, I'm going to find you somebody to raid, and I will be back tonight at 10 p.m. doing more amazing C++ hacks.